Hello everybody, Steve's TV here again. We're going to attempt to change the thermostat in this 2011 Chrysler 200S hardtop convertible. Anyway, first time doing this. I'm going to give it a shot. It looks like it's accessible and easy, so let's see what we can do here. First we got to do is take off this engine cover. Okay, so we get that off. Alright, it leaves us open now. And if you look down here, you're going to see that's the thermostat housing right here. What you're looking at right there is the release valve for leading it. So I have to take off this little clamp here on the hose, and then there's two 10mm bolts holding that in there. So that's what we're going to do right now. And what I recommend you do, get yourself something to catch the fluid that's going to run off that hose. It's a little tricky getting it off there. Very tricky. What we got here is we're doing a 10mm ratchet wrench. Try and get this little girl off of here. I think we're working it. I think. If that's turning by any chance? No. Alright, let me get the top up first. They make these cars awful tight, I tell you. They squeeze a lot of stuff, a lot of engineering into these vehicles, aren't they? Well, is it good engineering or is it bad engineering? I think a little flooded. But I imagine every little piece has its purpose, right? See if we can do this. Be heroes. Alright, so we got the second bolt, the lower bolt out. It's a little bit of a job getting your fingers in there. What you have to do is use the wrench, get it out most of the way, and then you got to reach down there and get that one out with your fingertips. And boy, it really is going to mess with your fingertips, people. That's the old one. That's the new one. And apparently this one looks stuck open. Or closed, I should say. I don't know, what is that, people? This one's closed or open? Alright, so here goes. This is the fun part, putting it back. Future Steve here. When you're tightening these up, when you put the new one in, you really want to not over tighten it. Matter of fact, don't even think about over tightening it. Just snug. Because they break. Yeah, 22 bucks. But that's okay. I learned from my mistakes. So yes, don't over tighten them. Wish me luck. Just slips right into place once it's there. Get it started, we'll be alright. Ooh, I got it. You can believe it. I actually got that one started. Let's put the top one in. It's a little tedious. Test your patience, but you can do it. Imagine if we took this piece out here, might make life easier, you know? Depends on how much time you wanna spend on it, really. You know, plus, Hillbilly Steve over here taking his shortcuts and roundabouts. But when the job is done, it's done right, I promise you. I promise. I promise. Hey, we got that bugger out and we got that bugger in. All right, so now that it's all bolted up, we just need to reattach this hose here. And I'm gonna reattach that in a moment. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bleed the system. And I'll show you more about that later, but right here is the bleeder. This little thing right here with the cross on the top, that's your bleeder. Okay, so let's start by getting this back on the hose back on rather. And then we can go about the bleeding of it, right? Right. Oh yeah, sure. That's not gonna work. Nope. Kind of maneuver it on there. Something like that, I'd say. Maybe bring it down a little more so you get that whole thing on there. Alright, so that's maybe right. Put my little draw gloves on. Don't want to booger up them old hands, do we? Okay. More, hold on. I gotta release that. Let me pull it back off. Oh, Splash. Splash Gordon. I know, corny. Alright, I think that'll be better. Now we'll try it. There we go. I think that's good. Now we'll just try to get this back on without getting too frustrated here. Not the frustrated part. There we go, that's good. Almost. It's a little tricky, but you can get it. There we go. I think we got it, kids. Alright. Now we're just going to do the bleeding. I recommend that you check your fluid too. You make sure it's topped off and it's in the cold range where it should be over here. I also recommend you use the proper fluid, antifreeze for your vehicle. You know, not some generic junk. Keep it real. And one other thing I forgot to tell you is that when you're buying the thermostat, you might be tempted to just buy the thermostat and not the housing. You probably shouldn't do that. For, you know, $6–10 more, you get the brand new housing. And the old one's been on that hot motor for a long time, you know, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. it might get a little warped. So I would just change the whole thing, one piece, okay? What we're gonna do now is we need to bleed the system. If you don't bleed the system, you've just done all this for nothing. Really, for nothing. So we're gonna start the car, turn the heat up on all the way, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how to bleed this little girl, okay? It's not too hard to do and you have to do it. Okay, we're gonna do the bleeding now. Yeah, bleeding, get it? All right, so yeah, we're gonna bleed the car, not me. Here we go. So what we do is we go to the top here and we turn counterclockwise so we start to see fluid bubble out. There it is. Now, you don't want to see air bubbles. See the little bubbles there? We're gonna let that go. Sometimes it takes all of a minute to get them all out of there. Sometimes a minute takes a whole lot longer than you thought, huh? Oh, there it is. There's a big gush of air come out of there just now. See that? All right, I think we're just about there. We get just down to fluid now. I don't see any more bubbles. So we're gonna tighten that up. Not over tighten it, Steve. Bingo, I think we got this job done, guys. So hey, thanks for tuning in. We'd appreciate it if you would have subscribed and hit that bell and the button and all the things they got over there for you to do. We appreciate you watching, and if you're a subscriber, we really appreciate you. And you guys have a good day, and we'll come up with something new in the future to show you how to do.